Welcome to our webinar, The Key to Empowering Innovation in Your New Digital Home. Welcome to the Hyland Cloud. Brought together by Mel Gatwood, our expert cloud genius, who's going to share all the tips and tricks to make your move seamless and easy. And I'm your favorite innovation officer, Krause. Let's kick this thing off because we are excited to share how you can get to the Hyland Cloud. And I love starting off with a fun, this would be an advertisement for a brand new home, $725. I wish I could get a new home for $725.
Chris.
This is from our Sears, Roebuck and Company right out of Chicago. You would have gotten a catalog back in the day, a book of modern homes. Notice this one does not come with a foundation, but I love what it says about good materials make good homes. And it says, when planning our homes, it is a question of how good, not how cheap. And Hyland Cloud is exactly the same way. It's all based on great materials, great solutions that are fully secure and give you a wonderful new home, just like this one from the Sears, Roebuck and Company. So let's dive in and define what is this little thing called the Hyland Cloud. Well, Hyland Cloud has been around for nearly 2 decades, and it's a delivery platform of choice for all of Hyland's content services portfolio, including OnBase, which most of you have. It leverages the latest cutting-edge technologies and security-driven policies to ensure that all of your data is secure, both at rest and in transit. So how much have they been doing this? How long have they been doing this? Let's look at Hyland Cloud by the numbers. Well, they've got over 1,600 cloud customers to date with over 20 years of experience, a 98% renewal rate, and over 10 petabytes of data. Yeah, that's a lot of data in case you were wondering. So they have more than enough room to handle your data. And probably most importantly, they've achieved all of the important certifications to ensure that their data centers and your data and your operations are secure, like SOC 2 compliance, ISO 27001, PRP, and CBPR. And that's spread across their 22 plus worldwide data centers. And they've won awards for being a leader in the cloud content services space. So they've been doing it a long time, won a lot of awards, and have really gotten really good at it, especially in partnership with us. And from an industry perspective, there's a lot of information going on about why it's so important to move to the cloud. And part of it is giving you the opportunity to just work smarter. And Gartner shows that the growth in public cloud services is going to $678 billion over this next year. That's a big increase over last year's spend, and most of you are running with that cloud first strategy. What are some of the other statistics kind of backing up this move to the cloud, this urgency to get to the cloud? Well, Hurix did a survey, and 47% of those organizations are pursuing a cloud-first strategy. Everything's going to start off in the cloud, and many of you already have adopted that cloud-first strategy. 30% of you already have cloud-native applications that you have in your organization as a part of your tech stack. 48% plan to migrate to at least half your applications to the cloud within the next year, and 20% of you have moved everything to the cloud. You literally put all your homes into the cloud already. That's definitely the exception. We see most of you in that hybrid mode, putting half of your applications into the cloud and strategizing on how you can get your next application to the cloud, like OnBase, your enterprise content management platform. So why would you do this? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but these are the top 7 reasons why you'd want to move to the Hyland Cloud. The first is disaster recovery. Not having to have your own fault tolerance, your own disaster recovery platform or plan, letting Hyland manage all of that for you. That was the big winner by 67%, followed by cost savings and data availability. Again, not having to worry about where's my data, is it built-in redundancy already there, and those cost savings. I don't have to have servers. I don't have to have admins. I don't have to have OS levels and patching done. I don't need to have a SQL server to run my database. All of these cost savings, plus Hyland will do my upgrades for me, so I save money all over the place. Followed by incident response security Everyone's really sensitive about security. Security protocols are really important. So 41% said security was the main reason why they wanted to go to the cloud, followed by geographical disbursement, and then of course, expert access. Having access to experts who will manage the application for them, like our amazing Naviant Cloud Excellence team, is another reason why folks have moved to the cloud. So if those 7 reasons weren't enough, I know you fall into one of those categories of why you want to move to the Hyland Cloud. Well, the question always then becomes, what are you going to do with all this more time? If Hyland's admins are managing the servers and managing backups and managing security, well, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to take advantage of that additional time by expanding your digital transformation platform. Take this opportunity to take a look at your existing workflows and see what you can do to optimize those workflows. Perhaps after a few years, they become a little stale. Talk to those users and find out what else can we do to improve that process. Or there's a department that's been begging to be a part of the platform and you haven't been able to extend to it because you just simply haven't had the time. And now you'll have the time in order to be able to do that. So Mel, can you tell us how we're going to get our house up to the cloud so that we can enjoy all this extra time and enjoy additional digital transformation?
Sure. Thank you, Chris. So I'd love to talk with you about how our process looks like and how we can partner together to ensure the overall success of your cloud migration into, of course, your new cloud home. So how do we go about doing this, you ask? Let's dive into that, shall we? All right. Well, here at Navient, we've put together a lot of time to build a migration process that will ensure the overall success of the cloud migration. So within the Navient website, if you do a quick search and type in, I don't know, Cloud Partner of the Year, and hit enter, after a few seconds, a new window will pop up. If you fill out that window, you will be emailed a cloud readiness checklist from Naviant, and this checklist is really designed to help prepare, guide, and support you for your migration and pre-migration all the way through go live. All right. So within the migration checklist, you'll most likely notice that we have a couple of things or requests that we'll ask for you beforehand. It will only help us prepare for that migration process. Some of the items is knowing your team and who your subject matter experts are. That's very important. For instance, you'd want to know who your database administrator is, your SSO admin, your developer and coders, for any custom code or API codes. And of course, your home-based administrators, key people to talk to involve in this conversation. So knowing this ahead of time will not only help you, but it'll also help ensure Navient have all the necessary resources at hand during your migration process. So in addition to this, we'll want you to dive into your environment, right? Your on-prem solution. We want you to get familiar with your solution, your business processes. In this case, you'll want to create what we call test case scenarios. The purpose of this is really just to be able to get acquainted with and understand your solution passes or fails on-prem. The idea, Chris, behind it is that when you move over to your new cloud home and it's ready to move in, you can go through your test case scenarios to ensure the results produced are the same as on-prem. We don't want to leave the blue builder's tape everywhere. That's a no-no, right? We want to make sure all of that is gone. All right, so looking at this in terms of building your new cloud home, migrating to the cloud has 5 top level steps, I should say. And some of these are, planning and design of your new home, your site prep, foundation framing, and structural build, your initial walkthrough, final walkthrough and closing, and then of course, home warranty. Who doesn't like home warranty? So let's dive deeper into each step, shall we? All right, so
Let's
let's
do it,
roll into
Mel.
the first one. All right, we're excited. We're rolling planning and design. So as we begin our discussions on migrating your new cloud home, you will be provided with the Hyland Cloud migration questionnaire. This will be sent over to Hyland for their review. However, guess what, Chris? We don't just stop there. We want to make sure we build your home per spec and we leave no details behind. Therefore, one of our cloud team members will connect with your on-base administrator and do a deep dive into your environment. This can take about 1 to 2 hours, maybe. So if you have any custom code, and we're not talking about the Unity API, we're really talking about the true custom codes. These will be need to shared with us so that we can send them over to Hyland so they can do a review. What we want is Hyland to do is to make sure that these codes have no vulnerabilities. We all want to make sure the house is as secure as possible to live in, right? So once we have this, we will review everything, and when it's all a go, we will submit a request for your new cloud land and builder from Hyland. So all the fun stuff we're rolling into right now: site prep, foundation, framing, and structural build. So in order to Hyland to build your new cloud home, there are a few things you'll need beforehand. Some of it is your full copy of your database and your disk groups. Now these will be sent up zipped through secure S3 bucket. Once that's sent up and Hyland confirms they have it, they'll begin to build the foundation of your new cloud home. All right. So let's see your initial walkthrough. We've built the foundation. We're ready to go. Now we got to do our initial walkthrough. Once the home is ready, Naviant will go in and do that initial walkthrough for you via smoke testing. We'll have the blue tape at hand because we want to make sure that we work through all the issues that we've encountered, if any, and resolve them as quickly as possible with Hyland before we release it over to you so you can do your initial walkthrough as well. So once it's ready to go, we'll hand over that blue tape and ensure everything is as it was spec'd out to be. Chris, you know what the blue tape is, right, for building a home?
No, Mel, what is the blue tape used for?
So, being a new recent, home builder, usually when you get a house, you have to walk around with this painter's tape and you just mark every little single spot that you find out there on your home that needs to be fixed and repaired. That's the only way they'll let the builders know, hey, that's got to be fixed. You want to make sure all those tapes do not exist at the end. And that's our purpose here, is just to kind of use that blue tape to identify what's wrong, resolve them, and make sure that you have a home that is perfect to move into.
Based on your avatar, Mel, and that big old roll of blue tape, you haven't used a lot in all of the
No.
different migrations we've performed so far. So I love seeing that.
Yes, definitely. All right, so then let's roll into the next part, which is, of course, the closing. Chris, we're rolling into that final walkthrough and closing. So since we know the day of closing is so excited because I get excited about closing, I'm sure we all do. It's been a long process, but we're ready to roll through it. We do want to make sure, though, that you are prepped to move in. First of all, you'll want to stop all on-prem premises. Just ensure that your users are aware, of the go live date. And of course, make sure that you lock the system out. We don't want any processes to start processing while you're migrating and creating that final transfer of your database and disk groups, because then we'll have to make it all over again, right? So you'll transfer all your final database and disk groups. We'll do that final walkthrough. And finally, guess what? We'll hand over the keys to your new cloud home so you can share with your new end users as well. All right. So lastly, of course, and most importantly, is that home warranty. Everybody wants a home warranty, car warranty. Warranties are great. So finally, we get to put the finishing touches to your new cloud home. So we'll do that refresh of the new testing driveway and complete that project. And as with any other custom built cloud home, Naviant will always remain at your side to help you with anything that may come up with a cloud dedicated team. So as you can see, Naviant has designed a very detailed process to ensure the overall success of your custom built home, cloud home, shall I say. All right, so rolling into the exciting stuff is all the good things that Hyland is coming up with. And all of this, Chris, is mainly built off of, feedback and partnership of Hyland. And as we learn how to work with each other and what we see can make improvements for customers and how they can do their processes at home as well. So now, one of the key features out there is what is one of my personal favorites is the Hyland Service self-service configuration portal. All right, so looking into the self-service configuration portal, this will allow you to kind of make configuration changes within that config file yourself. And guess what, Chris? Without submitting a support case. No support
Woohoo!
cases. I know, right?
Woohoo!
I love that. My favorite. All right. One of some of the things that you can do within that is you can enable pop links, change timeout sessions, which is a lot. I've seen a lot of customers have to do, and and it takes forever to, like a week or so to get it to be enabled and then tested and then come back. So now you can just do it overnight or within a few seconds. Another one of my personal favorites, and I think a lot of you guys would love, is the enabling and the changing of log settings for troubleshooting. Now we don't have to go to Hyland and say, hey, we have an issue, we're trying to troubleshoot, but we need to change that setting to the logging so we can get more information. Now we can do it ourselves within a few minutes and then test our process, and we can have enabled logging instantly. I love that feature. But guess what? We're rolling into more incredible, exciting things. Is the Hyland Administration Portal, of course. Now, this is not just solely for cloud solution, but I think it is a great feature to provide to our cloud customers, being that this portal will allow our customers to be able to access the configuration settings of OnBase without having to go through Citrix and then logging into your configuration application. This is available in the 22.1 version. So OnBase and some of the versions or benefits of that, of course, and what we call is the OnBase Administration Portal is the OAP. We can access this through OnBase Studio. So you just have to enable that. We have instructions on how to do that. And in fact, Hyland University has guidance on how to do that as well. It is a web-based URL. And so and the great thing about it is, guess what? You can also use dark mode. All right, so once that's enabled and you're licensed and ready to go, that button of the OnBase Administration Portal will light up for you. You'll see it out there. It'll be grayed out until you enable this. You create a couple configuration changes, then you'll have that access. Some of the great features that you can do within this application is creating users, creating user groups, document types, keyword types, so many fun things. But the one feature I love the most is that as you're making those changes in there, it's going to provide you with the history of all those changes that's been done within that application itself. So great tracking for auditing purposes and ensuring that everything is out there. I can access things at the tip of my fingertips very quickly if I'm already on Studio application anyway. So, of course, Hyland continues to gather feedback and to help improve our customers' cloud experience. So feel free to share your experience or ideas with us and with Hyland. We're ready to help you out and make it happen.
That's a great new feature, Mel. Love that portal access.
Thank you. All right. So, Chris, are you excited for more? Because there's more coming. Cloud trainings. Guess what? We've partnered a lot with Hyland, and now within Hyland University, there are so many cloud information videos, trainings, all kinds of stuff for you to become more familiar in how to support your own solution within the cloud. So all you have to do is log into Hyland University, type in cloud, and it'll provide you everything you need to know and how to support your solution on the cloud solution, like administration portal, SFTP, those fun things. All right. Other additional resources, of course, also in partnership with Hyland, we've created a lot of documentation to help our customers out, have more information. A lot of it is commonly asked questions. So we try to gather all that together and create that documentation out there on Hyland Community. The way to access that is you'll go to Hyland Community. There's a cloud tab. You'll click on that, then click on documentation. You'll see all kinds of information all the way from SFTP file transfer guidance all the way through custom code requirements, which is all great to know if you're trying to process any of that information. There's also information there on what an upgrade looks like and what that requirement is and what the process looks like. Lastly, talking about our cloud, Naviant Cloud Center of Excellence team. Of course, we've become with all our partnership with Hyland and all the hard work that our team has put into ensuring that we have so many successful cloud migrations. And guess how many, Chris?
I don't know how many, Mel.
18 successful cloud migrations for the team. We're so excited about that.
Wow.
Yes. So with that, we've earned some awards. One is the 2023 Hyland Cloud Partner of the Year, and we're the only partner that has received the Hyland Premier Solution Provider Hyland Cloud Competency Award. Like I said, we have a cloud team dedicated to supporting our customers. And Chris, you have a question.
No, I was saying we're number one.
Oh, well, number one, we got a question. Yes, we're number one. All right. So, we are dedicated. We help you out all the way through anything, anywhere from your cloud migrations to upgrades to supporting your cloud solution in the cloud. We have a dedicated team for that that has had extensive feedback, experience and learning and training on how to provide the excellent customer service that we do for all our cloud customers. All right. So, Chris, I'll send it over to you. We've built everything. We've given you the directions on how we're going to build this great, fundamental, beautiful cloud home. I'll send it over to you.
Thanks, Mel. And I love the 5 easy steps to building your home in the cloud, from planning, which of course is really important, including your test cases, because testing is still a really important step to make sure everything functions as it did on premise. It does in the cloud. And then, of course, I love everything through the blue tape for post migration blue tape initial smoke test. Is everything functioning? We take care of that for you. We make that move easy. We are like two men in a truck moving company, just making it smooth and seamless for you to get into your new home in the cloud, followed by that home warranty. Because I know I love getting a warranty with anything I buy to make sure that if anything comes up that I'm well taken care of, and Mel and her dedicated team are going to ensure that you will not run into any issues. And of course, all of those amazing new resources available from the portal access, that administration portal directly from Studio. How exciting is that? No more Citrix access for those of you that have been in the cloud before and you've seen the Hyland Cloud and you're like, man, I don't want to have to go through Citrix to do my administration. How cool is that? Directly from Studio, doing the rest of your config, you can now build things right through that portal administration window. And
Sure
then
can.
all those resources, Mel, that you showed, I mean, every new home has tons of new appliances and all the new things that have tons of manuals. Well, they're all right there. Electronic, easy to find, easy to search, and all of the answers to your questions that have been developed over time are collected into one easy spot. So Mel and her team can make sure that you can administer it yourself if you want, or Naviant's here for you this entire time. So
Mhm.
we'll be able to document that and take care of you. And so we'll take it back to this beautiful home from our Sears and Roebuck catalog, where they used good materials to make good homes. And as you've seen, Hyland uses good materials to bring you a great digital home for all of your enterprise content management. We're really excited to build a home with you. And please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or about your specific use cases, because Mel and our teams are dedicated to ensure that your migration to your digital cloud in the Hyland Cloud is a smooth one. So that was a lot of fun talking about the Hyland Cloud, but there's a lot more stuff coming up. I can't believe 2024 is nearly over and we're talking 2025, but we have more open houses coming up. And we'd love for you to join us starting in January, where we are going to be talking about prioritizing people, enhancing user experiences through accessible portals, extending content beyond your four walls and out to your constituents. It could be your brand new employee portal. It could even be an AP portal. We've got all kinds of examples of how portals can make your life much easier. And so that'll be January 15th. And then everyone's favorite time of year, that springtime event that everyone locks in early, May 13th and 14th, the Naviant Summit. 2 days of action-packed information and customer stories to share. And we are just so excited. So please lock in those dates and join us May 13th and 14th. And on that Thursday, for those of you that have on-base system administration or workflow administration certifications, we'll be offering a recert. Woohoo! So please lock in those dates, and we look forward to seeing you in May. So everybody, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy calendar to join us and learning a lot more for finding the keys to success in your home, your new home in the Hyland Cloud.